And what we're doing, we're looking at a court case, and that's what we're doing this week in class.
Oh, that's interesting.
And here it is. I give all the kids a copy of it. You may want to look at it. It may be interesting to you. You probably have had a lot of these AP students in your world history, so maybe some of them will know you.
Oh.
So I'm looking at the case also.
Okay. Well, who controls the House or Senate today?
Well, today the conservatives, which are Republicans, control the House, and then the Democrats, which are liberal, control the Senate. So we have what we call a divided government now.
Okay. Well, why would President Clinton sign this court case?
Well, defense of marriage, which says a marriage is between the male and the female, usually a Democrat does not support that, but in '96, the public opinion was for the bill. And I don't think Clinton really wanted to go against the bill. Now, what he could have done, he could have decided to what we would call pocket veto the bill. So he wouldn't sign it, he wouldn't veto it, it would just lay on his desk, and it may become a bill, it may not. So, so he could have done that, but he didn't. I think he had some public pressure. Nowadays, he says that he made a mistake by not vetoing it, but at that time, he did not veto it.
So he is a Democrat.
He is a Democrat, and he has apologized for signing the bill now. But he did sign it in '96.
Well, how does Proposition 8 work?
Well, any state can allow their people, it's an initiative. They can get a certain percentage of votes on a petition, and they can force any law up for a vote. And that's what they did. The state legislature said that same-sex marriage were equal to all the other marriages, and the people didn't like that, so they changed the Constitution to state that a marriage is between a male and female.
So are the district court and the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court, are those the major federal courts?
Yes, they are. And that case went to the district court, and they said it was unconstitutional. So they appealed to the Court of Appeals, and they said unconstitutional. So now it's at the Supreme Court. Almost 80% of all cases start in the district court, and then you can appeal it to the Court of Appeals. And then you still don't like your decision, you can go to the Supreme Court.
Oh. Well, where is the Equal Protection Clause in the Constitution?
Well, they said it was unconstitutional because in the 14th Amendment, which gave slaves the citizenship, it also said that they were guaranteed due process and equal protection under law, which we have used today, meaning a law thing. So they're saying that under the equal protection in the 14th Amendment, everyone has to be treated equally. So that's what they're appealing it on. So
what are the issues in the California case?
Well, it's good that you asked that question because we've been studying that. It's a federalism. Federalism is, it's when the federal government, it's our form of government. The federal government has some powers, the state has some powers, and so who has the power to decide what is a marriage? Now, the state thinks it has the power. So California is saying, well, it's a man and it's a male and woman. So they're trying to get the federal government to say, no, it's not. So it is a question on who has the power, the federal government or the state. So our type of government, sometimes they cross over. So we'll find out later about that, I think.
Well, the summary here says that one of the Supreme Court judges has recused herself. How would that affect the vote?
Well, of course, accused, that means that she probably knows someone, a lawyer in the case, so she says, I'm not going to vote. So that means there's 9 Supreme Court justices, so that means that there's going to be 8. So there could be a 4-4 vote. And if that happens, if there's a tie vote in the Supreme Court, it's called let the decision stand, which means the last decision, which would have been the Court of Appeals, that is the final word. So if that happens, then the Proposition 8 would be declared unconstitutional because of the tie vote. It takes 4 judges to decide if they'll take a case, and that's called the Rule of 4. And so, and then of course it takes a majority to decide one, but there may not be a majority this time.
Well, do you think that President Obama would have signed this?
Well, no way, no. But he's made his, well, at first he was kind of for it, but then after he was elected, I think he kind of changed his mind on that, and now he supports same-sex marriages. He would not vote for it, and probably he would have, if it passed anyway. You know, they could have overridden his veto by 2/3. He could write what is called an executive order. An executive order has the power of a law, but does not have to be passed by Congress. It really gives the president a lot of power. So he could have made an executive order telling all the states that same-sex marriages is legal, and then see what happens. But I doubt he would do that.
I see. Well, how hard is it to amend the Constitution?
Well, if the Supreme Court declares it unconstitutional, there probably will be a movement, but it's very hard. You know, we've only amended our Constitution 27 times in our 220 plus years. You have to. There's several ways, but the way that almost all amendments are passed, you get 2/3 of both houses, and then you get 3/4 of all the states to approve. So it's very difficult, and probably will not happen if it does happen.
Well, I see on the summary here, it also talks about the people being polled on the issue of this. When polls are taken, how many people do they ask? Well,
that's a good question, because they can't ask the millions, so they use what is called a sample poll. A sample poll takes a small portion of the population and assume that all the population is going to say the same thing. So they'll take 1,000 women with 2 kids and single, and assume all the women with 2 kids and single in the United States will say the same thing. So that is called a sample poll. Well, I don't want to take a lot of your time. Well, I know you're preparing it, but thanks for coming by and showing interest in it.
You're very welcome.
All right. And stop. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm going to.
You make it easy. You gave me all the questions.
All right. All right. So
all you needed?
That's all I needed.
Oh, that was super easy.
It's one of those flip things, you know.
Well, now you can say, I'm recording Keith.
Now, World and me both do it. So now we got it. Because I've done some before, but not quite like
their definition.
Not with the Vista.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll see you later.
Okay.